Hi, I'm Andrew Winkler, Senior Mortgage Banker with First Integrity Mortgage Services. And today I'm here with Sydney Younghouse, Realtor with Lux Properties. How's it going, Sydney?
Hey, Andrew. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
Of course.
So today I wanted to kind of interview Sydney and ask her some common questions that I get from people when they're thinking about buying or selling their house. Yeah, let's get started.
Sure.
So I know one thing that I wasn't sure about when I came into the mortgage industry, you know, with over 9,000 agents in the St. Louis area alone, what should I look for when selecting a realtor? You know, and for me, it was, you know, to do business with, but, you know, what should your buyers look for when they're picking out a realtor?
Yeah, that's a great question, Andrew. So first thing I would say I would look for is an agent who has experience. You definitely want to work with somebody who has a bit of a track record. You know, I know there's over, like you said, 9,000 realtors, and really, according to NAR, only 8% of those realtors are full-time.
Wow.
So yeah, crazy, right?
That is.
So first thing I would say is experience. Do some Google searching, ask your friends and family, did they have a good experience with their realtor? Yes, no, maybe, maybe even just, you know, Facebook. Facebook is a huge place that people find their agents these days. So I would definitely say experience is the first thing. Somebody who has good communication. A lot of realtors don't answer their phones. That's part of this business. You have to answer your phone. So somebody who is always going to be there when you call. Any questions, you know, we're available. Email, text, phone calls. I mean, shoot me a Facebook message. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So I would say those would be the two main things for sure.
Well, and something I didn't even realize until I got in the mortgage industry, because when I bought my house, I didn't use an agent. It's free for the buyer.
Yeah.
That's, you know, so if you were delaying your home search because you thought you'd have to pay for an agent, that comes out of the seller's end. So
it does.
Yeah. You know, what are some specific things that, and I see it when we work together, you know, on our loans, I see it in action, but what are some specific things that great realtors do that maybe average ones don't?
Sure.
You know, what separates you?
So we like to think of ourselves as pretty much marketers too. I mean, you definitely want somebody who's going to help sell your house. It's really easy to just list it on the MLS and call it a day, but you really want somebody who knows what they're doing when it comes to marketing. So we have a whole team of agents. There's 6 of us, and we have 2 admin and, well, 3 admin and 3 agents. So there's both sides of the transaction we have covered. So we like to, you know, stay in our own lanes, work on what you know best. I'm out in the field selling people houses, helping them sell their house. And that's my specialty. I'm not good at the admin stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily want to work with somebody who has to do everything. You know, like there's agents that are solo agents, which all the power to them. I just personally couldn't do it. I love being able to lean on my team and work together to make sure our clients are getting the best customer service possible.
Well, yeah, and it's something I noticed, like everybody on your team, somebody always knows what's going on, is always on it, ahead of the curve. And when I'm working with your team, that's not always the case with, you know, other teams that I work with. So I see it again on my end, but a lot of times the buyers, you know, the clients, they don't see that. So I think it's awesome that you get to, you know, 100%. They get this insight.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But so say somebody's thinking about putting their house on the market. What's the first step?
Sure. So first things first, you definitely want to chat with a realtor. Again, do your research, find out who you're going to vibe with. A lot of times we like to be more than just your agent. You know, I want to be a resource for all things for you. So, find somebody that you're going to hit it off with. You obviously don't want to be fighting with your realtor. That doesn't sound fun. And
could be spending a lot of time together.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, hey, if you want to go to the bar and write contracts, I'm down to do that. If you want me to come over to your house and write contracts, we can do that too. I'm easy. I can go either way. But yeah, so chat with a realtor, find out what the current market trends are. Definitely ask them for a comparative market analysis on your home. If you're selling, you definitely want to know, you know, what the market's doing. You want to know how you should price your home. We like to work with our clients and, you know, come up with a price together. We don't just want to tell you, hey, this is what you should sell your house for. So we like to work as a team when we do that. We have a really big, awesome buyer packet and seller packet. We call it a pre-listing packet. And it's got tons of good information, staging, again, market trends. It has a huge vendor list of anybody that you could possibly need if you need a painter, if you need HVAC, if you need somebody who does flooring, a general contractor, a veterinarian, if you need a chiropractor, we can try and shoot you in the right direction for any of those things. So that's
well, and kind of leading into that, not to cut you off, but people ask me all the time, like, hey, I'm, when they're at the pre-approval stage, but they maybe haven't talked to a realtor yet. They're like, hey, what kind of, renovations should I do that will add value and get the most, when I go to sell this thing, or what kind of things do I need to fix before listing? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a realtor. I don't spend your money that you could be putting into your next house that you are going to love into a house that you're literally not going to live in for much longer. So if, all things go according to plan. So what should people spend money on?
That's a really good one. So we always say, every situation is different. Every house is different. Every seller's motivation is different. So we kind of like to go based off of their current situation and what their goals are. If it's somebody who just wants to get their house sold, they don't have the money to make the repairs. They don't have, the time to do it. If they're moving out of state, don't do anything. Just maybe, stage it, declutter it, and get some fresh paint in there. And that should totally do the trick. It's amazing what just decluttering and staging can do for a house. Yeah. So if it's, another client who has, they're just trying to sell their house and get a nicer, bigger house, or whatever the case may be, they may have money to spend. So in that case, sure, change out the carpet, paint, do the bathroom if you want. There's so many different, again, every situation's different. So we kind of like to cater to the client's needs.
Yeah, but before you go knocking out any walls, please call Sydney or letting your unqualified significant other repair something when they have never done it before. Find out what you need to do first. And then, so from your perspective, because I have my biased feelings as a lender, but
sure.
Like, why is it important to get pre-approved first? And in your experience, what is the difference between a local lender when your borrowers or your clients are working with a local lender versus a big bank or an online lender?
Heaven forbid. So first things first, you definitely don't want to just set yourself up for disappointment. Knowing what you can afford and what you're willing to afford. Again, those are two different things. Your lender can tell you that you can qualify for one thing, but really you are only comfortable spending X amount. That's a big thing. Our local lenders, they are way more personable. They're all about that client, customer service, and they know the area. So I would say the first thing is the online big banks, you're just another number. They don't really care about your personal situation. That's not speaking for all of them. Everybody's different again, but from what we've seen, our local lenders, they're just way better to work with. They are more communicative. They are there for the clients. They care about the client's needs. And again, they know what's going on in that local area. So we would 100% recommend our local lenders over a big banker online. Don't do
that. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we love working with Andrew. Andrew, you are like the customer service man. You always know what our clients need, and you are always there. Texts, calls, that's huge. Communication is one of the biggest things in this industry.
Well, likewise. And again, thank you for joining me today. So if people want to get a hold of you, how do they reach you?
Yeah, like I said, email me, text me, call me, shoot me a Facebook message. It's Sydney Younghouse with Lux Properties, and I'm always available.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Sydney, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for having me.